And thank you once again for joining me here in Living in the 21st Century. Joining me today is Vasyl Shavchenko, former Transportation Minister of Ukraine. Vasyl, it's a pleasure to always have you here. How's it going today?
Thank you for having me. Thank you for invitation for cooperation with Ukraine. Thanks all of us.
Beautiful. Well, some great things was happening your way this week. You had the President of the United States visiting Ukraine, having meetings with Zelensky and so forth. What was it like?
Uh, to be honest, it was a great event. First of all, I wanted uh, to comment that situation before we had everyday shortage of electricity. We were under Russia's shelling. We every day we started from waiting shelling from Russia side, from bad news from the battle line, and just a couple of days before Ukrainian officials managed to repair our electricity system, and we didn't need a generator. We were so surprised because during this time our clothes were smell the diesel, petrol, smoke, and we. mm, we know that it was really hard work. And one day, unexpectedly, we didn't expect that American president visit would take place in Ukraine. We hoped because he is really big Ukrainian friend. And one time, when I was working for the government, I saw him in the parliament when he visited Ukraine. But I didn't have opportunity to greet him personally and to shake hands to say thank you. And I know he is really positive person. I remember his speech in Ukraine Parliament. His speech in the Parliament. It's speech maybe the best speech in Ukraine Parliament. And now we were surprised. As usual, I don't. I woke up early and have a lot of questions, and my wife asked me if it's true that Ukraine is visited by United States presidents. I answered. I didn't believe that it can take place, and but I saw picture in Ukraine at the uh, uh, amid Ukraine coffee point, and then we started checking it, and it appeared that he had short but really expressive speech for Ukrainians. He encouraged our soldiers, our officials, every Ukrainians, and it was really bright day. And I'd say that. And the same day was meeting in the Russia Federation between China's envoy and Russia's Security Council official, and there was cloudy weather. And the same day in Ukraine was bright day, sunny day, and they were leaving Ukraine located in the city center castle, and this castle wall is covered pictures Ukrainians soldiers who died, who were killed at the battle line, and they were there and they were socializing with Ukrainian president, and it was great event, and all. Ukraine media exploded this news, but no one had information about it because it was Now I can imagine that it was classified because of
Right.
danger from Russia Federation. And the same time, when we initially saw uh, broadcasting when he was leaving this castle, started walking air alert from the Russia Federation. We had air alert every days, and these days. Uh, was the same day when Russia Federation is trying to threaten us, and they are landing their bombers in Belarus and trying to threat us because these warplanes are carrying really dangerous ballistic missiles. X 2022, which has about 1 ton explosion, and this missiles is really dangerous for intercept this missiles is quite difficult.
And when that's your question, Russell, Belarus, or Belarus rather, has approximately 47 to 49,000 troops. They only has a population of like 9 million people. The president there, his hands are tied because they're economically deprived, so to speak, and solely depend on Russia for aid and assistance. Now, do you think that Putin is going to hold that or would hold that against Belarus to have his military deployed to fight Ukraine, or would the president of Belarus decide not to go that route because they can't afford it?
To be honest, Belarus president trying to avoid to be involved in
Right.
this, and his attempt it's really odd
Yes.
because no one knows how he managed to do it. But
Right.
we know that Belarus has transferred all their military equipment and military ammunition and another equipment similar to military was given for Russians draftee, new draftee. And now he can comment him that Russia is limited in ammunition, in the tanks, in carriers and vehicles. And he instead proposed their training camp for Russia soldiers. And we can see that they are transporting Russia's draftee for 1 or 2 weeks, and them after 1 or 2 weeks drilling, they are sending to Ukraine, to Russia's territory, to be sent to Ukraine to battle live. And they continue storming Ukrainians' fortifications. And now we can comment that their big offense they were planning have started, and they started sending waves of draftee at Ukraine fortification. Now they are demonstrating that they are ready to move for 100 meters during a week as big achievement, for example.
But I'm concerned, Vasil, because apparently the stats that you have shown me, Russia already lose like 100 and, excuse me, 46,000 soldiers already in the war. And apparently he's reaching out for China for help. China is giving some kind of assistance, it looked like. And do you see or foresee China getting involved in the Russian war against Ukraine?
I commented that they are partly involved First of all, they are supporting Russia Federation in United Nations framework. They are demonstrating, they are repeating Russia's propaganda's opinion, slightly shifted, and now they are trying to demonstrate that they support Russia. And first of all, I'd commented that China has a lot of problems. First of all, domestic problems, and it's tied with the type of
Excuse me.
running this country. Because this country is run by Communist Party, and this party are trying to dominate, and their awkward decision have led to a couple of problems, domestic problems in China. And now we know that they are limited in energy resources, because if you check their domestic events, you will see that they were trying to establish market in electricity energy, and it collapsed. And then they have a problem in the building industry when in China was collapsed the biggest China building company, Evergrande. And then one decision concerning products caused a lot of demand for products in one region. And all this topics confirm that China's new appointed leaders looking for a way to have cheap energy resources. And a couple of days when I was reading news, I was surprised that China's gas supplying company are negotiate with Russia state-backed company Gazprom, and they are discussing signing agreement for 25 years supplying natural gas. And China's side insists on fixed price for natural gas. What it means, and it means that Russia Federation will supply next 25 years the natural gas for low prices. And the same situation with oil. They were buying oil barrel for lower than $32. And after European Union established cap sizes for recycled material, diesel and petrol, prices will go down, and because of it, China is trying to balance, because they are looking for cheap energy, they are looking for cheap products, and they are demonstrating that they are ready to support Russia Federation. But really, it's type of behavior to have low resources and Russia's market for China's goods. And I think that it will be seen further, but at the same time we can understand that China, country which depends on foreign markets. First of all, it's United States market and the European market and another market. And now the only market they are trying to control, it's so-called South countries market. And they are trying to demonstrate that they are going to be second biggest power, that they are trying to demonstrate common military exercise between, for example, Russia Federation and South Africa's troops. All these things demonstrate that they are limited in partnership. They are closed in narrow circle autocracies, and they are not be able to develop their country without Western technologies. And it's type of behavior. And in maybe a couple of months, we will see if current Chinese leader will visit Russia Federation or not, because his visit was scheduled for start of spring, but now it's shifted to the May or maybe June, and no one knows if he visits there, because we know that after United States president's speech in Kiev, Russia president next day had say nothing, because he was reading something 2 hours, and no one could understand what he wants and which goals he wants to demonstrate for Russians, and which reason he was followed to committed invading in Ukraine. And I don't know, maybe they will continue socializing with the Russia Federation just to have additional benefits for China's poor economy. But really, China depends on Western market, because we know that domestic demand is poor, and without Western technologies, with the Western market and Western corporations, they will not be able to survive. And we know that Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky commented that he is ready to meet with him just to comment his so-called peace plan, because they prepared a few type of so-called peace agreement for Ukraine. And in this peace agreement, 12 points, and one of them Ukraine dignitary. And what to discuss further? If we discuss about peace in Ukraine, you must say it in United Nations framework. You can comment it, but not ask advisor to comment current situation around the world, because we know that China tries to avoid being tied with world autocracy, because autocracy it isn't way for development, and they know it. And I think they will try to communicate with United States officials, and they will try to communicate with European countries, because what Ukraine's war have demonstrated, first of all, that influence United States from around the world has soared, and NATO bloc, it's appeared is really a powerful organization. And this Western Union countries bloc, which was formed in new bloc, Ramstein bloc, can fight effectively with any autocracy. And it was demonstrated in Ukraine, when Ukraine forces were fighting, and Western support was was initiated by United States. Its sanctions, its additional equipment, its military ammunition, and
Sorry for
a
crossing.
lot.
So, would you say that President Biden's visit to the Ukraine has somewhat fortified the morale of the military to even fight more? We must win this war. Was it that supportive to the Ukrainian people?
To be honest, after his visit, for example, I have a lot of friends who served their service were calling me, and we were discussing many times from different sides, and it's really strengthened Ukrainian forces more than any weapon. And because of this visit, we're disappointed all our enemies from opposite sides who were trying to storm Ukrainian troops without any serious results. And to be honest, it confirmed that our friends from United States with us. And I remembered when at the last year at the start of match, we were visited our friend from United States who brought us a lot of different things. For example, shoes for soldiers and uniform for soldiers, territorial defense. It was so it was really courage action, and it was really serious person. We were socializing with you, and we socialize with him, and I thank him every time because this event was really cool events in our life. It helped us to understand that we are not alone. And this visit confirmed that we are together with all democratic countries and led by United States, and that we are fighting for democracy values. And after that, you could see that Ukraine was visited few European leaders, saying them that they decided to support and to supply to Ukraine new type of tanks. They decided to supply additional tanks, additional ammunition and carriers, and another things really necessary at the battle line. And you remember we were speaking with you when we were discussing how to close Ukrainian sky. Now, with Western support, Ukraine air forces can intercept from 70 to 85% Russia's missiles. And now it without Patriot stations, which would allow us to defeat our sky more effectively. And to be honest, further we will see that we will strengthen tomorrow, and we will have new opportunity after receiving additional equipment. And every equipment has their soul, and this soul, it's soul people who are sending us this equipment, and we know. And I spoke with my friend who's tank driver, and he commented that this tanks has really positive energy, and he commented that it's good for him. He knows that it will help him to fight more effectively. And the same things we can see in different spheres. For example, now we have electricity, but 1 week ago, I was looking for a place with generator and Wi-Fi, but now we can speak directly without additional problems. And tomorrow we will continue fighting more effectively. And you know that we are ready to rebuild our country and to implement all European standards to be part of European Union. And after liberation, our territory, we are ready to be a member of NATO bloc. And thanks God, and thanks our friends, and personally thanks Joseph Biden and every American who help us and who support us in this wartime. And I'd say that all this crimes Russia have committed in Ukraine will be punished. And we were surprised that Prime Minister of United States, Kamala Harris, informed that now there are a lot of witnesses to punish criminals
Absolutely.
who committed these crimes in Ukraine.
Okay. Well, Vasil, we come to the final minute of our program. I want to say thank you. It was a pleasure having you on. We will continue this again. And for all those who have been tuning in on Living in the 21st Century, I want to say thank you.